Begin tonight with the man who police say shot two officers this morning in custody after a more than 7-hour standoff. The SWAT team took him out of this house in Bellefontaine Neighbors around 2:45 this afternoon. Police say he's in the hospital. He is expected to survive. So are both of those police officers who were shot. They were both saved by the bulletproof vests they were wearing, and this all happened in very close range. This tussle between the man with the gun and the police officers.
Always so important that they're wearing those. We just got word a few minutes ago, right before we went on air, that the St. Louis County Police Department is getting ready to hold a news conference for the first time since they took that suspect into custody after he barricaded himself into that house. About a half hour ago, police took the crime scene tape down, but investigators are still at the scene after this hours-long standoff ended. Here's more footage from the scene. Right now, from what we could see, is officers going in and out of the home this man was in.
Takes over in these armed barricades. We do them about 20, 25 a year.
And we now are going to go to that press conference by St. Louis County Police and Bellefontaine Neighbors.
Types of incidents. They got on scene around 9:30 and started trying to make contact with the suspect. So, you know, any contact was unsuccessful. We made announcements. We didn't have a cell phone for the suspect, so that was kind of an issue. But those loud, verbal, clear announcements came through the system, and we still got no response. Around 10:30, officers on containment heard the suspect yell something, so we knew he was in the house, which was a positive thing. That all stopped though. There's no effort by the suspect to come out of the residence, to open up the windows or anything like that, to have a conversation with us. And all of a sudden around 11:12 is when the back door opened and he began to fire his weapon outside. In response to that, one of the containment members of the tactical operation unit fired one round at the suspect at the back door. We don't know if that round struck him because the suspect retreated back inside the house and he kind of disappeared again for a little bit. So we waited several hours, obviously, because he shot two officers earlier in the morning. He just opened up the back door and shot another round.
Did he fire at police at the back door?
We don't know. He opened up the door and started firing. So that's still under investigation. But no officers were struck at that point. And again, like I said, we don't know if the subject was struck with that round or not, or if it was earlier in the day when Bellefontaine Neighbors shot at him too. So that's all under investigation, and we'll be able to figure that out. But then a couple hours, we kind of calmed everything down, obviously, at that point. And around 2:45, officers made entry into the house. They located the suspect. He was suffering from at least one gunshot wound. We took him into custody. We gave medical treatment until paramedics came on scene. We transported him to the hospital then, where he's expected to survive. So he is 37 years old. We will update the name once charges are issued against that suspect, which will probably be tomorrow morning. But that's really all we have right now.
When you entered the home, was he peaceful, hands up, no gun, or was there a struggle?
There was no struggle. There was no further struggle. I'm not sure exactly how they got him into custody, but there was no further struggle at it. They got him into custody. They gave him medical treatment.
What part of the body had the wound?
It was in the upper area, the upper chest area, and the upper torso.
Is it possible that was from this morning's?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I don't know if it was from our officer on tactical operations containment that actually hit him, or if it was earlier in the day when the Bellefontaine Neighbors officer returned fire.
We had the chopper up, and we could see he was pretty talkative and animated, if you will, when they were taking him from the home to.
Yeah, he was walking. He was alert. So once we got him to custody, we started treating his gunshot wound, based on what he told us, and that's when paramedics arrived and they transported to a local hospital.
Can you describe his frame of mind at all?
I wasn't on scene, so I don't really know the answer to that question.
Was that his house?
We believe he lives there. We're not sure about if it's his house or not. Also, we recovered 2 firearms from inside that residence, 2 handguns. Hopefully we can get a picture of those later in the day to you, but they weren't available right now.
How large an area was cordoned off?
You've been listening to the St. Louis County Police update us after 2 police officers were shot and a suspect barricaded himself into his house. We understand he suffered 1 bullet wound to the chest and is expected to survive in the hospital right now. That's the very latest from St. Louis County PD. We broke the news of today's shooting in an alert from our app. So if you want to get breaking news alerts on stories like this, download our app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Search KSDK.